think it can be, and one of the issues is actually making sure the profile fits with the agency rather than the individual. We used to have Dave Trott in the group, who was great, and he got a huge amount of profile, but what we struggled to do was link that to the agency or the group.
At Persona, we're looking for ambitious people that are ambitious for themselves, but also for our business, because that's how we're going to grow. I always think that if at the heart of somebody's brand is doing great work for our clients, then we're not going to go far wrong. It's going to be a win-win for the employee and for us. I think the danger comes where you've got somebody who's actually is just thinking about their own brand.
I think it's important that people care about their reputation, and reputation matters a lot to people. So they want to be known as kind of clever, interesting, creative, ambitious people who can get things done, and I think that's to be applauded and encouraged. But I do think it's dangerous if people start to sort of actively develop a brand for themselves, because it begins to suggest an artifice.
I don't think it's risky for an employee to care about their personal brand. I think as long as their personal brand is not interfering with your business and getting in the way of them doing a job, it's good that they have a care about what they're doing and their output, and that as long as it's good, it can reflect well on your business. And I think allowing people a bit of space to develop a personal brand or a business or a side to their skills only adds more interest to that person and more experience.
I think companies need to be cognizant of people that that are really out there pushing their own personal brand, especially via social media. And if that's that brand, that persona that they're creating, because a lot of times it's created, conflicts or creates a friction within the brand personality or the brand DNA, then there's going to be an issue.
Of course, employing people who are well known in the industry and outside, and who your staff have heard of and they get excited at joining the business, that's a really good thing. It's secondary though. The most important thing is always to employ people on their values and who are a good cultural fit in the business.
Most of what we do and what we're sort of aimed at is trying to get fresh angles, so seeing things from different perspectives, because that's ultimately what drives our creative thinking, our insight. So best thing that people can bring in as brands is a fresh way of looking at something.
At the end of the day, we're selling thinking, and all of us sell creativity or thinking or knowledge or influence, and ultimately that's a human skill. And we do sell products and we do sell services, but those services are delivered by talented people. So having the people represent those services rather than some ambiguous notion of an agency or a brand or some thinking is probably not serving us, but somebody who clients love to spend time with, clients are impressed with, clients find essential to the success of their business or their brand, is something that we're continuously striving for.
If their own brand brings something to a business that we want to say about ourselves and is currently lacking, then that might be a convenient short-term solution to bringing that element of what we're lacking into our organisation. But it would only ever be a short-term solution, and one that we'd have to work as an organisation to solve in a long-term sense, because we shouldn't be dependent upon somebody kind of bringing that into the mix. If it's something that's important to us, it should be something that's riven through the agency, and everything we should do should help us say that as an organisation.
I talked about being a creative business. It's all about ideas, and diversity is massively important to that. But equally, networking, new business, people are better at their jobs at the end of the day. They make good ambassadors and mentors. You know, there are lots of benefits, lots of reasons why personal branding is very important to our business.
Here we have lots of like a set of cultural values, and one of those being is a can-do kind of spirit. And I think if someone's gone and had the balls, if you like, to set up their own business and their own brand, then they're going to have bags of that kind of entrepreneurial can-do spirit. So that's fantastic for us. And what that means is there's a direct potential to direct benefit to the business, but it also means that they naturally their sort of can-do-ness rubs off on the people all around them.
If the employee is talented, if they fit with the direction of the agency itself, then of course, you know, everybody's going to benefit from that association. If it's about sort of personal achievement which doesn't really quite fit with the ethos of the agency, then as kind of said previously, then that obviously isn't going to be a success. But I don't think there's anything wrong with people pursuing their personal career, with pursuing their own fame, if that's what they really desire, as long as, again, it fits with what we're trying to achieve.